Hey everyone, today we got Prototipo 6. Yes, the one, tier 8 medium Italian auto loader, which works really fine in my opinion. And overall I would say that's a really good big brother of Progetto, Mars, whatever else you call it, or name it. But that's a really good tank. Trust me, I was enjoying this tank. This tank is really strong and capable to do a lot of good things. So anyway, we're gonna jump into battle. We're gonna see what he's capable, what kind of field modifications, equipment did we use, and also positioning we used. So let's go. So the first battle, we got mines. And in this game, we're top tiers, everyone is top tiers, and we're gonna be kind of strong. I would say strong, right? So in this kind of situations, I'm gonna use experimental turbo, vents and verticals. But I can tell you one thing, this tank is a little bit trollish. Right, it is a little bit trollish tank, gun-wise. It takes a little bit of time to aim, and dispersion will troll you. Trust me, it will troll you. On the end, I ended up with experimental level 2 improve aim. If that makes sense. In very beginning, I was using HP boost. So, you can count how many different type of equipments I was trying with this tank. But on the end, I still ended up with improve aim. Yeah, it helps. This tank is a little bit trollish, a little bit, I don't know, junky, I would say as well. But in the same time, you can actually bounce, which is an amazing thing. But about Armours, we're gonna talk a little bit later. Now, I want to talk about this situation that I overpushed, overcommitted. An enemy did literally the same. As you can see, enemy Blesk and Buraska were pushing really hard towards. Same as I did. So I can't complain too much, right? And they keep doing that, and they eliminating half of my HP in the very beginning of the game. Overall, there is a very small amount of times when someone from enemy taking that aggressive position in the very beginning. I'm not saying they're not taking it later on, but in the very beginning, that's rare. Obviously, I was unlucky. You can't predict enemy movements. You can't predict my movements. So you need to take that in count, right? So we lost half HP. We're trying to stay alive in this game, and we already down by 342 HP. And there is on top of that Echo 4 in the front of us. I think so. We are in the big trouble, right? We are really in the big trouble, and we're trying to get as much as possible use from this situation. My teammates, meanwhile, trying to get the cap circle, which is another bad thing. So it's like bad thing combination, you know? And talking about the Armours, I managed to ricochet. As you can see, this tank is capable, somehow capable to ricochet. So as you can see, if we're talking about Armours, you can see those purple places where you can actually ricochet and bounce or upper plate. So you got a definitely chance to ricochet somehow, but it works. Honestly, it works. I ricochet and bounce in multiple times. Trust me. So yeah. Anyway, we managed to escape from that very bad situation, right? We managed to escape. We did 1.7 thousand damage over there. We bounced 300 plus. And with this small amount of HP, we're gonna try to support our allies. So what is my idea in this situation is try to get some crossfire in the middle. And try to take the middle, which is hill, I guess. And as you can see, Turtle 1 is getting shots from somewhere. Well, he's ricocheting. That's someone sitting in the back, and that's mean I can get shots if I will try to cross. So in this situation, I will more likely just camp, wait till enemy heavies will try to fall back as much as possible, try to push the hill, and gonna try to take it as quick as possible, trying to get snapshot on SRV. Obviously, as I said, gun can behave a little bit bad, but no big surprise. It's a quite big alpha for, you know, for such a great autoloader, I would say. 7.8 second reload, and you got 300 alpha in the clip. I mean, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. But anyway, we took the hill, we took the great position. We're giving immediately Emil 1951 2 shots. We're not getting spotted, but I'm still afraid to get shot by Arthur, because Arthur is capable to shred me. There's the Defender, we're giving him another one to the side, and once again... Nah, this time we got spotted. And we got straight away into the position where we're trying to get cover from Arthur. Even though Arthur would shoot, I would still lose more likely 200 HP, which is amazing, right? Because they're nerfed. But anyway, trying to support middle, giving one shot to the Type 57, and look at that, boys and girls. From being one-shotable, being really in a bad position, getting all HP donation to enemy, we are already with nearly 3000 damage. I would say that's a pretty good performance so far. J-Pedder getting spotted with giving him one bounce, second track, third one. Damage 600, another 600 damage, and we got already 3,500. And I think so in this situation that went really well, more than I expected actually. And it's already 11-6, although we were losing quite heavily. I'm not even considering about my HP, that I lost all of them in the very beginning. But yeah, we took the hill, we farm it. Now enemy with AA-T60 and T26 Echo 4 pushing the side. What we need to do, rotate, because this tank is very capable to rotate, especially with this setup when you got a turbo. And trust me, this tank with turbo works pretty well, and he's not the fastest medium, definitely not. Progetto is way faster, the gun is way more accurate, but we can't give in 2 shots in Progetto 600, right? Unless you high roll very high, I guess. But anyway, T26 Echo 4 getting 1 shot, 2 shots, and then also AA-T60 getting 1 snapshot. And we got already 4,400. I would say that was pretty lucky, I guess. As always, pretty lucky farm. Trying to give 1 shot, cheeky shot to Echo 4. I just like to say hello. What's wrong with that? Beautiful. Beautiful. We saved the game, guys. We saved the game. What a weird game it was, that one. By the way, oh, cool. And just like that, we finished with the second class, high caliber steel wall, somehow, and high caliber and Confederate medal. I mean, with the sniper schnitzel medal as well, which is for mines. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, next one we got Ellenberg. And once again, in this map, it's gonna be dodgy because they got 2 motions and we got pretty good penetration, not gonna lie. We got really good penetration for standard rounds because we used only standard, right? So 226 millimeters with 1030 shell velocity. It's pretty good. In my opinion, it's pretty good. And it can work really well. Although you can boost and you can have 1,300 shell velocity with 272 APCR. That is a great ammo, I would say. So it can work. But anyway, we got this map and we're gonna try to dominate. We're gonna try to push forwards, and more likely we're gonna try to give some crossfire for people who are gonna cross, push, or whatever. And there is the E75 who's crossing. We're giving him 1, and obviously second one bounce because he's well armored. Probably with the premium rounds that would be penetration both, but better 2 than none. And in this map also we try to use the same setup, which is turbo, vents, and verticals. It is a good setup for this tank and it works pretty well. As you can see, we're managing to hit on the move, but at the same time you can actually have RNG who're gonna make sure you're gonna miss those shots. But we got penetration, so that's most likely a good trait, right? Emil just clipped it out our ally, so we're gonna try to give him some, our T10 pushing forwards. We're gonna try to support him as much as possible and eliminate Emil from the game. Obviously that's not gonna be easy. We're taking him out from the game and we got already 1,800 damage, which once again pretty good. Somehow we managed to have lags, but yeah, it happens, I guess. And we managed to get another 2 shots on Yoch tank, and we got already 2,400. I think so this tank is capable to farm damage, as you can see. You just need to farm the damage, I guess. Also, talking about the gun handling, farming the damage, there is already option as well, which calls a field modification, and you can improve with this tank by having nothing on the first, right, for better dispersion and better consumable. And mobility or camo, it's your option. I was playing with turbo in the end, that worked well, trust me. But if you would go for damage, I would go for better mobility, obviously, and the rest I would keep as it is. But yeah, once again, it's your option. I went for better camo because it's a medium, you can use CVS and the rest of the beautiful things in this game, like CVS or optics. and try to compensate your damage with spotting damage, right? But what? That's my field modifications, and you want it, you use it. You don't. Yeah. Anyway, back to the battle, and as you can see, Martian is one of the tanks where you don't want to mess around, and even 220mm can't pen his lower plate, only if you high roll penetrate. If you high roll penetrate him, maybe you're gonna be lucky to pen, but you know, it's gonna be dodging. So that's why I bounced both shots, and I took one for the team for 548. But yeah, sometimes you have to take one for the team, right? And we try to run away immediately, because if we're gonna be in the same position like Chrysler GF or T10, we're gonna proxy spot it all the time, and we more likely gonna get crossfire, which is not the good case, right? You don't want to get crossfire, so you try to avoid that. That's why we rotate it, we fall back, and this tank is really good on that. With this setup, I think so this tank is really good. Although, as I said, with the fuel modification, you can go for better mobility, so you can take the turbo out and put HP boost, as I would highly recommend, or improve aim, yep, to make this gun even better. And sometimes you need this gun to have way better than it is. Although the gun is really good, but in the same time, you will ricochet because you didn't aim there, or you're gonna shoot to the ground because why not? RNG gonna say nope. And yeah, once again, the tank is good. In my opinion, it's really good. It's like a big daddy for Progetto. In my opinion, it's same like Scorpion G, which is Progetto. Let's say like that, right? And Super 130 PM is like Prototypo 6. Like a big daddy, you know? Little bit more derpy gun, bigger, a little bit alpha, you know? That's how it works. Although this tank has better camo than Progetto, which is very interesting to be fair. It looks bigger, but it's not. Well, you know. Anyway, back to the battle. It's 6-8 already, and that's gonna be a little bit a dodgy game and a little bit difficult in the same time. If we're gonna have to perform well, it's gonna be hard. But we're gonna try to be passive as much as possible. We're spotting GodPack, giving him one. So we got a good damage straight away, and can we give him one more, because he's keep pushing for some weird reasons. He's waiting for us. We're not gonna pick. We're gonna try to wait till our 6th sense gonna gone. Try to get a shot on Char Murat. Oh no, Char Futur. Everyone can have a mistake, right? One shot on Char Murat, obviously missing. Then snapshot on GodPack. I will try this damage. I will get one shot from him, but I'm gonna give him 600 in total. I think so. That's a great trade for 200. Obviously, HP is overrated anyway. So just like that, we got already 3.3 thousand. It wasn't too difficult to be fair in the very beginning, especially. Although the trades with the motion was really bad. But greedy paid twice, right? Anyway. In this kind of situation, what you want to do, just try to avoid fighting in the city, fall back and try to get red line, and on the end try to farm as much as possible. And obviously, if you have opportunity to support your team, like XM66 is in big trouble, try to do it. And this prototype on enemy team doesn't know that I'm over here, but obviously there is a gaps between the windows. Or I got spotted by the guy who calls Su-101, and I was in the full tunnel vision, and I got spotted, and Prototypo gets scared, although we snapped that poor Su-101, and somehow we managed to penetrate. Now we are one-shotable. It's time to run away. There is no need to stay anymore in the front line and try to get a sniping position or anything else what could lead us to have a more damage. That would I highly recommend for you guys. Don't die in the front. Try to get to the red line if you're capable, or just fight like a man until the end. Although if you're gonna fight like a man, keep that in mind, you're gonna die more likely. If you die, that's mean you're not gonna give some assistance for your allies, and you're gonna end it up like this. Although if I would stay in the K line, I think so that I would dig a little bit more from this game. Right, unfortunately that was defeat. Although we got a 4,000 damage, top by damage, 2 kills, and I would say that was a pretty good game. Anyway, Next map, we're gonna have Fisherman's Bay. And this map is pretty good and I like it. I truly like this map. I had multiple times great performance in this one. And that's one of the reasons why we're gonna try to use an experimental level 2 turbo with obviously CVS and optics. And we're gonna try to give the crossfire for a heavies. As you can see, I straight away pinged on the map where I'm going, and I'm trying to give information for my allies that please pre-aim over there. Although I got LC, we're gonna probably do the same. So the trick in this map, there is two options with LC. You can go F4 as I just ping it, or F6. As you can see, now I'm gonna get to this position, and from this position you can get early damage for the heavies and support your heavy line as well, which is actually a huge support. You try to look to this gap, as you can see, between two buildings, and when the enemy heavy is gonna cross that two buildings, you're gonna spot them, then they're gonna drive through the trees, you can shoot them, and the bright side, you're not gonna get spotted. I mean, that's easy beginning damage, and that can lead you to have a really great performance, because you're gonna support your ally heavies, which means they will have to fight with the less HP owners, which means you gotta better have chance to win the heavy line, right? Imagine getting with the big daddy guns over here and giving one for the team, I don't know, grilly or big caliber guns, right? And who's obviously fast? Leopards, whatever. Your call, right? And this position works really well. Although you can get spotted, obviously, because these bushes are working really, really weird. You can get spotted and then you can get some shot from redlining dudes. But, you know, you need to watch out what you're doing, right? Like this pick, I can get spotted, but he's below, so I'm not gonna get spotted. I will spot him first, and just like that, I took out him from the game, and I did not even get spotted back. So, you see what I mean? You kind of need to know what to do, but if someone on enemy team would be in front of me in that bush, I would got immediately spotted. Immediately. It doesn't matter I would be in the bush or not. I don't know, it just works pretty well, or should I say pretty weird. But yeah, pushing forwards, spotting object 432, giving him snapshot. Obviously that was connection because we calculated or not, but we're taking now aggressive position. We're not letting enemy to take sniping position to support their heavies. So we're basically taking out a great position for enemy, and now we're gonna try to be a bit risky for a biscuit and try to give some crossfire for juicy E75. Can we do one? Yes, we did. Can we do the second one? We are greedy. We did the second one. We got a critical as well, and we did the third one. We did the third one. That is a greedy shot, but although oh, that was worth it. Oh, that came from nowhere. Oh well, I knew it. Totally knew it. Totally knew it. I did not even notice that actually I set him on fire, and that was an extra 800 damage burn. I think so. That was a good trade, right? As you can see already, although 5-0 is, oh sorry, 6-0 is quite competitive, right? So, but look at the bright side, we got already 2.8 thousand, and that's what I'm talking about. This tank is quite fast. Gun is quite good, Alpha is great, and it's just well-rounded tank in my opinion. And this kind of tanks for example, frontline can work super great. Honestly, you can farm credits to the left or right, and you can still enjoy the game as well. You're not gonna be boring redlining sitting tank. Although, unless you like it, you can redline sit with a great setup, which is probably improve aim verticals and vents. And the gun will behave pretty good. Trust me, pretty good. That's why I ended up with this tank with experimental level 2, improve aim, verticals and vents. But yeah, it's 3,500 in the pocket. It's 10-0. What we have to do, we have to use our CVS and push forwards. It's time to push, baby! It's time to push, baby! On the move! Oh shit. He missed, I spot. Come on. I bounced Scorpion on us. This is it, chat. free marks, baby. Try to get assistance as much as possible and spot all those redliners. I'm still pushing forwards, getting some assistance, and poof, just like that, we got a free mark of excellence in super, once again, competitive game. I know, it's quite rare to have this kind of games, but yeah, that's how it goes, right? Can we find the last remaining tank? Yes, we do. We found him. Unfortunately, we bounce him. We give another shot. We're getting some assistance, and up his head off. Up his head off. 15 to 1. Free marks. Done. Free mark of excellence game. First class. 4.1 thousand total damage. 1.4 thousand basic sprints. I mean, 1.7 thousand assistance on as well. That was super fast. That was super lucky. That was super good. Although it is what it is. So that was Prototype 6. I hope you enjoyed. I was really excited about this tank marking. It was pretty good experience. And this pink tank with the gold pot on top of that was no troll. No, a serious tank. And I was enjoying it, honestly. It's well-rounded tank. Trust me, it's a good option to take this tank. You're not gonna regret. Trust me, you're not gonna regret. Although the gun sometimes can behave really bad. Well, keep that in mind, alright? But yeah, maybe just me, right? It may be just me. But anyway, I love this tank. I enjoy this tank. Hope you will as well. And thank you for watching. Hope you like it and subscribe it. And see you soon. Bye-bye.